All right, Burbs Bros fam, it's time to go deeper. Become an official patron at patreon.com/Burbs Bros for just $5 a month. That's cheaper than a cup of coffee. Way cheaper than iced coffee, which is delicious. And it plugs you straight into the mothership. Inside, we track every UAP and supernatural breadcrumb movies and interviews. We're going to be talking about a lot of stuff this week's episode that we didn't get to go to on the main episode, as far as, Atlas and some of the things that are happening in the UAP podcast commercial. If it's out there, we're breaking it down. So if you're a patron, you get early access to weekly episodes, 4 exclusive bonus episodes every month, full access to the 25+ episode archive you can't hear anywhere else. And when you join, you officially become a Burbie, meaning your name gets shouted out at the end of every episode. Mortality unlocked. Think Furby, but even fucking sexier, guys. So don't wait. Jump in at patreon.com/Burbs Bros. $5 a month for more classified info and deeper dives. Let's keep chasing the truth. What is by the way, we have Shane Torres on today on Burbs Bros, guys.
We started?
We are recording.
We are recording.
Shane's been on a ton of stuff. I'm not going to name all your credits.
Please
but
don't.
He's
Yeah.
very funny.
Please do.
None of it is.
That'd be so funny.
I'd say one of the better Conan sets, I would say.
Oh, thank you.
That'd be funny if you just said, no, please name them all now. We will not start the podcast.
yeah.
In order.
He was on
Unwrapped 2013.
O.J. Simpson.
Unwrapped 2013. This week at the Comedy Cellar, 2 different times.
Did they have so? Yeah, I was on This Week at Comedy Cellar a couple times.
Yeah. That was a payday, wasn't it?
I think I've appeared more This Week at the Comedy Cellar than the actual Comedy Cellar at this point. But who knows?
Yeah.
Shane, thank you so much for doing
Thanks
this.
for having me. It's good to see you guys.
We've known each other we just talking about this. I went on a friend's trip to Miami because I wanted to get jiggy with it. I just wanted to.
Jesus.
I've always I'm so glad you
jiggy.
went. Because before you went, I was like, Sean really needs to start getting jiggy with it.
But no, I went for a friend's trip, and I was telling Shane.
Have you guys seen Sean? I'm really worried.
Yeah. I was telling you
he's not jiggy.
Right before we started, I'm like, some of these guys I've known for like 30+ years, and then I was like, holy shit, this comics. I've known you almost 20 years.
Yeah.
I've known you probably 10 to 12.
I've known you at least 10. I've known Dan. We met in Portland, so that's like 15.
Yeah.
Whatever Bridgetown you showed up to.
Like Shane's still a new comic to me.
Yeah.
I honest to God feel that way all the time. Like people say to me like, do you still live here? I go, I fucking have lived here. I live in the East Village. Yeah.
I'm a New Yorker.
Yeah.
One of the most backhanded compliments I've ever gotten was when I was in LA when somebody brought me up. This guy's a New York legend, and I was like, oh.
I get it all the time.
That is
New York legend.
I'm in Miami.
Oh, good.
Curtis Silla?
Oh, good God.
It just happened.
I'm Keith Robinson.
This weekend, I did a Don't Tell in Miami, and the kid comes up to me after, he goes, I saw you. I was like, they're going to bring him up? A New York legend, Sean Donnelly? I go, Jesus fucking Christ, dude.
It is like weird when you realize you have elevated past like middle school status. You're no longer a freshman.
Yeah, New York legend is kind of like Wall Street financier Jeffrey Epstein. New York legend Dan St. Germain.
None of us are having that much fun.
With a Trip the Trip McNeely fucking of comedy. The guy who comes back to the high school party after high school.
Wearing my Ochi's jacket.
Was that a Can't Hardly Wait reference?
Yes, it was.
Jesus.
I'm pretty proud of it.
I love that movie when I was
It's
a
great,
kid, man.
It was so fun. The part where who was it, Seth Green, where they drop the N-bomb to the black guys.
Yeah.
It's like the best laugh of the whole movie.
And they chase after.
Yeah.
So we've established we're all New York legends, but Shane, you are from somewhere else. You are from Texas, and we got to start off with this. Have you ever seen anything paranormal like in your upbringing in Texas? Like anything that you guys like, even if it's like an urban legend that you were like, holy shit, you can't go down this street, you can't go to this diner.
There
after
was like
midnight.
He was Mexican.
I still am.
He not anymore.
No, not on this part.
He's a New York legend and not a Texas legend.
This is the New York version of Ice waiting outside. Some jackbooted motherfucker comes in.
Dude, Ice isn't gonna.
You guys give a thumbs up on the way out.
If Ice goes after you, it's gonna be the Spider-Man meme. Wait a second. You should be on this side.
I would say, I guess it's like kind of urban legend. It's not really There was a woman in my hometown. Everyone called her Crazy Agnes, and she lived on her backyard bordered this pretty busy street.
Yeah.
And she had and I'm not joking, hundreds and hundreds of homemade crucifixes.
Holy shit.
In her backyard, and she would sit on the fence and scream.
To be fair,
at
one of the easiest things you can make by yourself.
Very true. But she would scream at people.
Summer camp art project.
Yeah, that's what they give it to the non-origami kids.
So she was the type of neighborhood lady. She'd just start screaming.
Yeah, well, she would people would fuck with her too because they knew how if you saw her yard, you'd be like, that's a crazy person's house.
Yes.
Halloween 365 days a year,
so
kind of
crucifixes all over the front yard.
Everywhere, and varying sizes. And she would sit on this back fence. She had a perch, and she would scream at people. And
what would you scream? Do you remember?
Oh, you're all going to hell. She'd call you cops. It's just she was out of her mind.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and every high schooler has a story about fucking with her, Yeah, and
I wonder how she became this way.
well, the legend was that she lived across from a factory, and the legend was that her husband worked at the factory and he died. And then she went crazy because she was looking at the factory every day waiting for him to come home.
I gotta be honest, that sounds like a true story, not a legend. That sounds like almost every American story I've ever heard. Yeah, my husband died in the factory and I'm still here.
It's just a Texas Little Women.
Yeah. And then you remember her all through your upbringing,
it
was just that she probably just schizophrenic, or she
for sure, and people would I got in trouble because a bunch of us went, my buddy Mike and a couple other people, we all went, we're going to egg Crazy Agnes, right? And then my buddy Mike goes her, not the house.
Oh my God. Oh my God. That's cold as shit.
All right.
To really double down on that.
And he was Mike is still the craziest fucking person I've ever met.
Yeah. In case you wanted a loophole, motherfuckers, you better hit her. Hit the person.
Yeah.
We want the whites of her
how
eyes.
does this present? Yeah, to Sean's point, you're like, okay, we're gonna egg this house. Yeah. And you're like, okay, great. So no, we're egging her.
Because she sits on her back fence. She had a perch.
Yeah.
She would sit on there, and she'd always just be there and okay, well, this is how we're gonna do it. We're gonna walk down the fucking the side of the road.
There's no anonymous egging of this woman because she's always
you're
there.
pretty far away. It's not well lit. You know.
Yeah.
Because it's the back of the house but it's and we throw them, and she screams and everything. And everybody's like, this is hilarious. And the fucking cops pulled us over right away. They had they had an undercover vehicle there, just to bust people, because it would happen so much. But then I was when they were doing it, I just they pull us over and we're all in so much fucking trouble. And I remember the cop he goes to Mike, he goes, "You were here 2 weeks ago." And Mike was rude. He was mean to cops. He didn't give a fuck. He was a kid who did not care about getting in trouble.
Holy shit.
Yeah. What did he say?
And the cops were just do you want to go to Kimbo, which was the juvie hall? And he goes, I know that dude. He would just say shit like that.
So the cops basically, this woman was such a problem. They had a permanent.
Well, she was not.
She wasn't the problem.
She was. She was not a problem. It was an issue, but also just so and I remember saying this to them at the point. I go, so you guys just sit in that undercover car? And they go, yeah. And I go, why wouldn't you just put a regular cop car there and no one would bother her? And they were all they looked at me like I was a fucking idiot. They were well, then we don't get to arrest you and be cops.
Yeah. Hey, what fun is that?
Yeah, it was.
We're just deterring crime. We want to put you on the ground, kids.
Yeah, and it was just what do you think? And then I remember
to their point though, they're like, that's a really kind point, guy with eggs in his hand.
yeah. But they tried to charge us with assault on the elderly.
Oh, really?
Technically, that's what you did, though.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, but
yes.
Let's be honest.
But that's saying having a fake ID is forging a government
yes,
document.
Exactly.
Fucking beat her and take her purse.
Yeah. These aren't grand.
And by the way, it's 15.
This isn't a RICO trial. You know what I'm saying? This is kids being kids. Oh,
hey, what's up, Mary? You see it?
What's up, dude? Have a seat.
Mystery guest, the fourth hoodie entered. We were wondering whether or not there was going to be a fourth hoodie.
Shane said, please hope that he has a hoodie on and sneakers.
we look like we're all smuggling diabetes across the border.
Hey, which one of you is put all four of them in the lineup for the guy who robbed the bakery?
What the heck?
This is our second guest of the day, who had a very long ride here, so we appreciate you making the trip.
Thank you for having me.
Very funny gentleman.
Traffic is ass.
Well, in general, it's ass.
Yeah.
My sister won't even say the word. She says T word because she thinks that it jinxes things. It's been going on. My dad did it lightly. So if you talk to my sister, she'll be like, "Hey, there's so much T word on the way back." That's her N word. It's traffic.
She actually meant Turks.
Matthew Lopes.
Hey, what's up, dude? Matt Lopes. Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it.
Matt Lopes. You go by Lopes.
Yeah.
Really
Portuguese.
whitewashing that name, huh?
Portuguese. Yeah. And I was a theater major, and all my acting professors used to tell me that I should go by Lopez just to get more work.
Really?
Yeah.
They weren't wrong.
These are progressive people, by the way.
Exactly. They know what's up. Well, thanks so much for doing this.
Yo,
we're hearing
thank you
about
for having me.
we're just hearing about Texas, and like every neighborhood does have. We had a guy named Pockets, and he didn't really do much. He was just like I think
comedian?
he was no. Is there a guy named Pockets, a comedian?
There's no comedian named Pockets.
Isn't there?
Oh no, there was a guy in my neighborhood named Pockets.
He used to live across the street from me in Bed-Stuy.
Mentally handicapped guy who would just walk around all day with his pockets out, and people were like,
More specific. I think you're gonna have to be more specific. Mentally ill guy named Pockets. Come on.
"But that's with that." But you had one.
At the place I lived with other people who weren't my relatives.
Well, Matt, you grew up. Did you grow up in Connecticut or no?
Yeah,
you did.
around
Did you-
Bridgeport.
The shows, paranormal, anything happen like that? Either urban legend wise or personally, or that you know, either one step away from that, like paranormal or UFO related that you were
A
like holy-
haunting in Connecticut.
No,
Yes.
I wish. Yeah, there's a lot of people who say that it's apparently it's like one of the most haunted. It's the most haunted state.
Well, that's where that thing happened. That's where. What's the
Women's basketball.
The Conjuring. The Conjuring.
Conjuring.
Yeah,
Yeah.
There's a
that takes place
reason.
in Connecticut?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Matt Rife just bought the house,
Eddie-
Ed and Lorraine Warren.
Another horror story. I don't even know.
I like Matt. I
Everyone
gotta
says he's
say.
very
Whatever.
funny. I'm just, that was a shock.
It was
I don't
still
even,
funny.
I don't
It's
even know.
fucking
It wasn't
You know,
funny.
he's hot, so fuck him.
It was crap. Yeah. He would never be on this podcast.
He doesn't have a hoodie big enough.
Yeah.
No, but I
He'd be
haven't
running a
heard
Pilates
of.
class.
He's probably
He was.
starting a cool shirt company right now.
As you say
I'm
this,
just jealous.
he's like skateboarding on a pussy.
The brand, it's labia.
The Rife
It's
life.
labia.
Labia boards.
Alien Workshop
Labia
does
board
sound
quick
like a
trucks.
pussy.
I like Matt Rife. The only thing that annoyed me, and it's recent, is now he wears that Bobby Brown mic. I've seen clips of that I can't stand that fucking Bobby Brown mic.
Him and
Yeah.
Reese Darby.
What's that?
You remember Reese
Does
Darby?
Reese Darby have one too?
That's more about you in blacks.
Yeah.
It's not called Bro Bros. It's called Burb Bros.
I ain't your bro. That's every single racist movie the cop always does that. I ain't your homie.
Or cuz they said cuz. Ain't your
Yeah.
cousin. The
I
cop
ain't your
doesn't-
cuz.
Yeah.
I ain't your N-word.
But Matt, did you have anything in your neighborhood that was like, oh, these guys saw this thing or anything like that? or
No, there was this place that's now a cemetery. There was when I
it
was
was
growing up.
Factory.
When I was growing up, it was just like a plot of land with like a front staircase, like 4 steps up to what would be a front door.
Yeah.
But there was no house there, and it was just just a plot of land, the steps, and that's it.
Oh my God.
And everybody said that it was haunted, and so they took down the steps and they made it the whole plot of land a cemetery.
No way.
Yeah.
After the fact.
Yeah.
Freaky.
They're like,
It is very
we'll throw
freaky.
this in the basket with all the other ghosts. We'll put other ghosts.
Yeah.
Sean, if you had a bunch of money, like I always wonder if I was a billionaire,
a bunch
maybe-
of money.
Well, yeah,
Sure.
like a bunch of money. Not
For
like
lunch?
not the million Sean has. I'm talking
Yeah.
billions.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, but wouldn't you
Oh,
just,
I guess
Bitcoin?
millions used to be a lot.
maybe I would just like pay 2 little girls to dress. No, wait. This sounds wait.
No,
Wait a
I'm with
minute.
you. I'm with you.
Wait a
Ian,
second.
sound bite that, Ian.
Wait a second.
No, you'll pay 2 little girls.
To have sex with them. If I could dress them up like the Shining ones and just have them appear in a plot of land, I'm like, I'm going to pay you 8 hours to just stare at people as they drive by.
Perfect.
I
Just
would
to make
love
the
that.
light, just make the world spookier and
I would
crazy.
love that, but like you give them a little curveball, like everyone's like, "Oh, Shining Girl's creepy," and then one of them just puts on like a clown nose.
Yeah.
I don't remember that. Like just to snap them back out of it. Like,
Or it's just
oh shit, I'm driving.
Continuity.
Or
Continuity
or
is
it's
what's
just to
scary.
advertise a car wash. Like they just have a little,
like a
little tiny ad on their hands. But I will say this: you just brought up a good point. All these like urban legends and stuff. Yeah, there's probably a game of telephone where everybody hears things 30 years later and it's not anything but bullshit.
Yeah.
But I bet you there are people that play pranks and then those become the urban. Like you said, not somebody pays somebody,
yeah.
but somebody dresses up like a ghost, goes to one of those like stair places, and then some little kid is like 8 and impressionable, and then he tells somebody who tells somebody who tells somebody, and then that place becomes a documentary 30 years later.
To that point, I didn't even think of this. I didn't put this on the lineup. But Ian, can you pull up 3 masked people show up at door cam?
I saw this.
Oh my god!
Have you seen this?
It's like one of those Sora videos, is it?
No, it's not.
No,
I don't think it
it's
is.
There's a
This
lot
is
of
real.
good like door
No, this
ding
is a
dong,
real
like,
I saw those.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's great.
What
ones.
I hope
I
it's
fell
not
for
a
one.
real
The
one.
AI videos of like
People showing
ring
up.
doorbell footage.
Oh,
I've been seeing a lot of like dogs at a doorstep shooting a gun into a house.
That's funny. I saw one that I
This is-
believed. This is oh my
this is
god!
for
Look at
real.
this.
This is for real.
God.
This
This
is not
is
AI.
The Purge or the Strangers. That movie. This is
Yeah.
my god.
Jeez.
That's just Mrs. Doubtfire.
I was gonna say it's Ben Affleck in the town.
they know they're terrifying.
It's just if you're listening, it's people in like the creepiest masks you think of. This is totally on purpose, just trying to get into a house.
It's the same house, huh?
And I don't think it's my first go to is that a lot of these videos are just made up and these people did this and it went viral. But I think these people they're looking for these people. Like they called the cops.
Oh wow.
Well, I will say this about these people. The white van doesn't make me think that you're any less scared.
There's a white van in their driveway.
Is this the woman?
Yeah, I think they're a black family.
Trying the door is
How'd you
crazy.
Guys, if you're gonna show up to a black family, they already have the ghost.
Is that a woman or a
costumes,
fat?
Wait,
Hey, we'll go back for
you
a
don't
second.
have to be this creative.
Right, go back. Just a hair, please. A little more.
What's
There.
creepier, like-
Is that a woman or a fat guy? Because it has.
That's a
boobs.
fat guy.
That's a fat guy. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you really pick. Shane really knows what frame of a body to.
Brother, I've been all over the map.
That is his dating profile right there.
Yeah, this is not.
But also, like, hey, what's creepy? Those people showing up, or like people like just under the table racist people that show up and try to welcome you to the neighborhood. That show up, like, hey, bro.
Just people smiling. Hi.
Hey,
you want to come over and
do-
watch the game?
Yeah.
That is crazy.
What's creepier? But dude, that to me was pretty. I saw that like I was like at night. I was scrolling through my phone, and I fucking dreamt about it. It was fucked up. It's fucked up, that thing.
It would be
Because-
fucked up.
because the good thing
was
about the
insane.
Purge is that you're like, oh, it didn't actually happen. I'm like, there you go. There's the Purge.
Part
Yeah.
of me though thinks like if that happened, like a way to get out of it, you just come out like completely naked and masturbating.
Yeah.
Like, turn it on them.
Yeah.
Go in there like, "Ah!" You're like,
Yeah.
"It was crazy. You were
Yeah.
I can come. It's my own property.
That's the way to do it. Yeah, stand your ground laws.
You just start throwing diarrhea at him from your ass. Like, you're like, oh, but not a little more than you could chew.
You invited us here.
Happy birthday!
Like this is the worst dinner party I've ever been to. But they don't. You know what? I never told this story on the podcast, and you were just reminded because it's like Halloween time, and there's an urban legend, and it's a great story. But my friends of mine were like, that live in the town. They're like, it's true. I've heard it's true. Is there's in Amityville? That's where they have the Amityville house. But there's another house in Amityville. It looks even creepier. Looks like a castle. Has like the gargoyles. Has all this stuff. And they said this family lived there, and they painted the sidewalk red in front of the house, right? Nice. And everybody in the neighborhood would be like, I don't know about these people. It's almost like the Burbs, where people show up and they're like,
Yeah.
they creep me out. Something's going on in there. And they said this one family, my friend's parents were like, this one family would always complain about this, the creepy family, and be like, we gotta talk to them or figure something out. And they said that they had, the sidewalk was weird, and like the house was never, the lights were never on, and they'd hear noises. And they said that one day the family was complaining, and the next day this kid's mom talked to the other mom and was like, yeah, I don't know about them, right? What's going on there? And then the other mom had some weird creepy ring on that she never saw before, some gothic looking ring. And she's like, actually, I talked to them. They're really nice people. They just they're just kind of eccentric. They're just like whatever. And they just don't bother anybody, and they're totally fine.
She thinks that
She thinks that she got like brought into a cult or something like that.
Oh my god!
Isn't that crazy? And that video reminded me of it. But
I mean,
sure,
that's very possible. Like that to me is such a bizarre. Whatever you're doing, the best case scenario, the person's just crazy, and then now you're living next to a crazy person.
Yes.
So even if they're not in a cult, you're like you're living next to someone who's like, I'm gonna make my fucking block red.
Yeah.
Now I know that person's next to me.
Yeah. Those people are always so like that nut job who's like, I'm gonna paint my sidewalk red is also, but it's also just like, sometimes they have this weird way of being like, Dan always parks there. Just don't do it. No, everybody. Look, here's the thing. It's like it's not his spot, but it's the spot he always parks in.
Yeah.
So, do you want to have a thing, or do you want to just let this guy have the spot? Anyway, hey, why don't we make the house yellow and there'll be a dick in the back of it?
So it's either like Satanist or Queens local. Hey, I put my cone there.
Yeah. Like it's just like I'm always amazed by like nut jobs who are just like, well, it doesn't matter, and I understand your point, but the world has functioned this way, and it's not broke.
Yeah, right, exactly. There's a guy, I was in Long Island City, this guy Spider, this guy had a van, his name is Spider, he called himself Spider.
That Pesci shot?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure other people called him too. You can't just call yourself that
Right.
and get it started.
But he told us his name was Spider.
Oh, God.
And he was probably in his 50s. He had his van with all his tools in it in front of our apartment building. I lived there for 2 years. It was me and Robert Dean. I never saw the van leave the front of the building. We had alternate side of the street rules and all that. I don't know what this guy's probably paying
tickets.
Probably all the time. I don't know, or he had some kind of weird deal with the city. Yeah. He would just
he
would come
lived in
out
it?
at 9 a.m. What?
You think he lived?
No, he lived in the building. Lived in his mom's old apartment. He grew up in the building, but I think he would sit in the van all day and probably just shoo away the meter maids. But he's like one of those kind of guys where he's like, nah, you're not getting me out of my van. I'm not moving my van. And I don't think he did. And he wasn't
Like the amount of time he spent protecting his van.
That's what I mean.
He liked to,
it was like a
like-
full-time job.
Yeah.
A 9 to 5. It was crazy.
What's the fucking point of living in New York then? If you're going to become a van guy, go to Arkansas.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's a
Find a
lot
commuter
easier
law.
places for you to live as a van guy.
Yeah, I always think that when I see like a homeless person in Baltimore in the winter, you're just like, California's like nice all the time.
There's still be free
obviously
buses.
idiot, but they get just hobo rail it all the way.
But that's the dream. It's
Yeah,
like if you're
just
hobo.
like it's like I used to think that all the time. It's like it's nicer other places.
Yeah.
Well, we also
Just-
had an
just
idea of
train hop to San Diego.
Yeah.
when we were kids, because of Looney Tunes, we thought maybe being homeless was an adventure.
Yeah.
In fact, what it is just a cruel reality of a social economic status.
When was the last
bindle?
time you think somebody used a hobo bindle?
Yeah.
An
Dude.
8-year-old for Halloween. That's what happens to you.
I had it for
Have
Halloween.
you guys all done that? I've done that.
I've done it.
I've done that.
Yeah.
I've done
When
that.
you're-
You mean
when
for
you're
Halloween?
8, yeah.
Yeah,
No, like actual like trying to leave home when you're like 7 years old.
With a bindle?
Wait, you lived with a bindle?
Thinking
Are
your
you a
life
time
is,
traveler?
No. I got like down the cul-de-sac and I turned around.
Oh.
But it's like the actually having
Your
that.
bandana fell apart.
I think that's a
All
scene
my
from
toys
the.
fell out. No,
That's a scene from the animated Robin Hood that you just described.
You know what it is also when it comes to that thing we were talking about is like there's a lot of locals that just don't leave. They could be anywhere and they're just like, well, I can't leave home. Like there's people from Long Island. I'm sure it happens in Connecticut and even Texas. Like that never go to the city. Like there's people I know from Long Island that like have never gone to Manhattan and they're from Long Island.
Which is just crazy.
Insanity. And so they're just like, oh, there's no need. And it's like, sure there is.
Did you see that Pepitone documentary, Bitter Buddha?
No.
Did you guys ever see
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
But there's like he tries to get his dad to come to a show at Caroline's. He's like headlining a show, and you just hear it's Eddie. His dad is like he goes, I haven't been to the city in 45 years. Yeah, and then
where
his
does
dad
his dad-
does come in it.
Where does dad live?
He's Long Island.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
I do get it though. I mean, Sean, you probably have this all the time, but I have it when I come to the city, and especially now walking around the East Village, where I'm like, it's just this vibe of people like buying blow and getting pussy and getting cock and just like this young vibrancy, and I'm like, I shouldn't be here.
Yeah.
You know
I
what
live in
mean?
the East Village, and I'm
Yeah.
just like, it's the best neighborhood in the city Sunday through Wednesday night. Like, so about 5 o'clock in the afternoon on Thursday, and they're like, here come these fucking kids. and I'm like, the place I live,
Every weekend is SantaCon.
there's always a Big Lebowski white Russian crawl happening. But it's like like all of us, I come home at like 2 a.m. Most of the time, like from spots or whatever.
Yeah.
The front of my apartment opens from my apartment onto the street, right? and it doesn't look like anyone lives there. It's not like it doesn't look like.
Oh, fuck.
So I'll just walk up at 2:30 in the morning. There'll be these drunk like NYU 22-year-old girls with their tits shoved up to their ears, and I just like stand. I'm like, I live there. And they're like, and they're just like,
it's Candyman.
Like, we're standing on your bed. They don't think I have a house.
You know what I noticed today walking by, where I was like, oh, these guys all look interesting, and I realized they're all homeless, and I was like, oh, it's only the older people who look the most interesting are the most homeless. It's like I guess somebody who's just wearing a normal sweater. I'm like, okay, that guy's saved.
Yeah.
Instead of like
They either
dressed
look
like
like
Dr. John.
They
and
either
they're in a
look like
scooter.
David Byrne homeless, like he's just a guy who's like he's just kind of eccentric, or like some guy who's like just rapping and throwing shit at your car.
I'm sorry, is this an art project or a documentary?
I think I'd rather you throw shit at me than try to sell me your CD. Dude, don't try to like glad hand me your
He's
fucking
just like,
rap.
fucking Blanford was telling me like in LA, like sometimes the homeless will be just really nice. There'll be like some guy running across the street in a suit, and then you'll be like, he just starts breakdancing, and you're like, oh fuck, I'm gonna
Sneak attack.
get a
You
dollar.
caught me.
You know what's crazy is even coming up here, like, cause I was only gone I went to Florida this weekend, and I'm like I came back and I Ubered from my house because like yesterday I was just passed out all day. I was hanging out with my girlfriend, and like I'm coming up like to here in an Uber, and I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot you just see as you're going up, you just see crazy shit. I saw some mom, her daughter was like way up on like like the stoplight, like she was climbing all the way up a stoplight, and the mom was just filming the daughter just climb it, and I'm like, that's fucking weird. And then I go 2 more blocks, and these dudes they're in the middle of the crosswalk, and they're both just staring up at the sun, like sunning themselves. And I'm like, oh yeah, it's batshit. It's fucking batshit.
It's all crazy.
It's
Like,
so crazy.
I thought you were gonna say like, and then they were pretending to be a telephone pole.
yeah. The girl was climbing them.
Does New York have the type of homeless people where it's like if you don't give them $1, like if you give them anything less than $1, they just throw it right back at your car?
No, but I've offered
Connecticut people love, like, they're so entitled to even the homeless people are entitled.
Connecticut, yeah, like homeless there is $70,000 a year.
Yeah.
I'm homeless in Connecticut.
And so
The poverty line in Connecticut is actually 3 times higher than
and then you just look in your cup holder for change. You don't have any like dollar bills. You give the change to the homeless people. They're like, "What the fuck is this?" And they fucking hurl it back at your car.
Are you kidding me?
Dead ass. That's happened to me twice in Milford.
Jesus.
I think you're
Right
allowed
outside
to,
the Barnes and Noble.
punch that.
Outside the Barnes and Noble.
Yeah,
You're looking for the spot.
They need money for books, brother. They need to read.
I've done it where I've had people. Don't you hate when you see like I'm pretty liberal guy, but I hate when I'll see somebody. They'll just try to they like kneel down and get on their level and start talking to them. I'm like, they don't want a conversation. Just give
Well,
them
I always think it's a
give them the
religious.
cash.
It's always a religious person.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that does happen.
They're like, let me tell you about something that can help you.
Jesus.
This is a real uncomfortable one to see on the subway, which I'm sure we've all seen, which is a well-intentioned, meaning older white lady lecturing a homeless guy about how he shouldn't have a dog. Have you ever seen that? Have you seen that?
I hope
oh
the
my
dog.
God.
I
seen,
hope
like,
the
short
dog
versions.
bites him.
Like, it's brutal.
It's also like one of those things. Is like this is all this guy has.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Yeah.
he's probably feeding this dog more than he's feeding himself.
Yeah, right.
You're like,
Yeah.
what
Right.
a win for you, you fucking
It's
asshole.
true.
Yeah,
that
it's
dog
pretty
wouldn't be
bad.
alive if that guy was handling it.
But you know what's funny though? You don't know who was going to bite her, the dog or the guy.
Well, speaking of hating the homeless, Trump was tweeting this weekend. I did. One of the big things we talk about on the show is whether or not AI is going to take over or if it's going to be like the next .com bust or the next housing market bust where it's not going to be.
I was listening to something
For
on that
me,
today.
the video that Trump posted is proof it's going to be a bust.
What was it again? Was it the?
Can we pull that video up, Ian? Trump
Do you need
posted,
sound or no? Do we need sound?
I don't think so. Trump posted. This is the first time I've seen it, but it's a video of him in a plane over the No Kings protest, dumping human feces.
Yeah. And then he hits a certain guy.
Oh, here
the
it
AI
is.
video.
Here we
Yeah.
go.
Just hits,
Yeah, but does it have sound?
It's just Ryan Reynolds. Oh yeah, so it's like a fighter jet. He has a
There he
crown
is.
on.
Crazy.
They put a crown on him.
Yeah, they put a crown
He
on
looks
him.
like the
The
Burger
mask
King
isn't
king.
on right.
So he's
He's like, I don't want it covering my nose.
Wow.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, this.
Wow.
Here's the thing. It's you know what's so funny is now I have a
Also,
new
that
theory.
amount of liquid would just kill people.
From that high up, 100%.
Yeah. But here's the thing. This kind of stuff is what's going to distract people while the other stuff is like causing the problems. You know what I'm saying? Like people are going to make these and then whatever ground zero fucking AI is going to start taking everybody's
So
jobs.
you think this is a trick? This is like a Houdini.
No,
look
no,
over here, so
no,
don't look over here.
no, I
This
think
is
people
what's
are doing
interesting
it
about
because
that video too. Is like this is how shitty AI is. Like he's in a jet when he takes off, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, but the shit just drops like in plops. You
Yeah,
know, like there's not a
yeah,
spray.
yeah.
Like, have you ever seen a field crop duster? Like it just goes all over, like the
Or
whole
like with the red,
it
white,
follows
blue
the path
smoke.
of the plane.
Yeah,
It's not
yeah,
like
yeah.
it's just
Properly.
dropping like little turds.
Yeah.
Like
Like
it should just be like spraying out.
Like
yeah.
the jet's an animal. It's just
Yeah,
like it's like an elephant shit just coming down. But the thing is, like, no, I don't think it's purposely doing it. I think it's going to be an effect of it. So I think with that, it's going to be a thing where, like, our capabilities with that are like this kind of stuff right now, or Googling stuff. But the people who have like the purest form of AI are like, yeah, keep doing that thing. Why, but we think we're like, this is AI, this is fun, and then they're going to be like, I don't know, talking to other dimensions and shit like we talked about before.
I just hope they can find out a way to make like a fucking hot wire search for a rental car like more efficient and cheaper.
There's certain prompts. I've seen videos like ask it this, and this, and it'll tell you how to get cheap plane tickets and stuff like that. And I guess I've never tried it, but I'm like, I wonder if
If
that
I get
works.
to that point, I'm gonna be like, well, just do it for me. Here's my credit card. Like, I don't
AI.
fucking want to. Like, if you know how to do it, like, save me sometime.
But that's I don't think it's enough. I think that's about a year away. I swear to God, I bet you it's a year
I
away.
don't even think it's that far away.
I think you're right.
I did think of something interesting. What if I made an AI version of myself doing stand-up, and then that version got better? was like empirically funnier than the regular.
What you do is you put it
version.
on private on your own YouTube channel, and you ask it what it's doing. Yeah,
And you send that in as your
it
submission.
did.
to all the
Somebody like
festivals.
said,
What
right,
you do is you give it props. Am I right?
Or like I give him one of my specials and I'm just like punch it up. That would be devastating. And they just make it a way better special.
I think we were close to that.
I think it was
too.
like Steve Albini or somebody I saw talking about how it's just like going to be a tool that like he sees it a tool that will like make your work process more efficient. Like so you'll feed in like
Super
9
Google.
Yeah, essentially. And like I hope that's what it is, but I can't.
Well, it's based off
like
us,
that.
but I think it's a large language model, right? That's an LLM.
but also it's like, is it like, is it really like, if one piece of AI creates, let's say, a search engine that makes plane tickets cheaper and easier to find, okay,
Right, right.
and then another one goes, oh well, I just made one, but this one is better.
Yeah.
Does AI at some point go like? Does it have a capitalist mindset and be like, how do we fucking crush this other AI?
I mean, well,
Like,
that's the
Well,
that's
that's
the-
okay.
competitiveness
That's
among
the
AI.
question is, if the men behind, you're really then dealing with how corrupt is the old man behind Oz and not Oz itself.
Okay.
And then that's where you like, well, is that even any better if it's Super Sam Altman or Super Elon Musk?
yeah.
Probably not. Probably in some cases, I'd take my chances with the AI over their personality.
Yeah.
But my thing, I see that, Sean. I see the human shit going on, these terrible, like it looked like the same
Just
crowd
terrible.
that Will Smith used for his fake concert. I see
that a
that,
thing?
and
Was
I
that
say
with AI, though?
what? No, he did ones with AI later on, like
Did
as a
he?
joke. Like, but then everyone's like, "But you did do this for."
Okay.
Anyway, like
That was sad,
My
that
thing
thing.
is like seeing that. I do. I feel like I have nothing to worry about. I feel like we're gonna be okay. Because if that's the best AI can have to offer, but maybe you're right. Maybe to your point, Sean, that's just a way to distract me from the real shit.
Well, if you watch videos of those like AI grandfathers, the people who like designed the little bitty kernel that started that now what that OpenAI is built on, right? And that's what they're turning it into, like the things you're saying, where they're competing. They want more
Safeguards?
controls on these things, and there is a new one that I just saw on the way over here. I saw a thing about how. Was it Bryan Cranston was like I think OpenAI said we won't allow you to use like certain actors' likeness anymore because it's infringing on their their whatever, which is good, and like I think more and more of that is
It's sucks
needed.
that we're starting with actors and their likeness, and not like, why don't we figure out how to grow food underwater? So
Right.
it sucks that-
You know what? Unfortunately, they know all those. The thing about this podcast is you realize that they know. The only thing that's different now, and this is the social media. Why social media may be a good thing, is that this past 2 weeks, there was a guy who I think in Atlanta, and he found a way to make cars run off plastics and use it as a fuel. And he's been showing it on Instagram and stuff like that. And I'm like, well, if this was the 80s or 90s, he would just be dead.
Oh, yeah.
There would be one article.
I think he
and
went missing. I think he went missing. I don't know if he came back, but
It would have shown up in. It would have shown up in Popular Mechanics.
Yes. And then disappeared.
Yeah.
So like that's the only good thing about social media is is it impossible to stave off progress because we get it instantly? But,
And
That's an interesting point. That's that it is like, for all of its detriment, it is a safety net.
Or does it just become like, well then, or just Larry Ellison takes it over, like TikTok, and now that's going to be slanted as a pro-Israel thing just because he's the one who's behind it. But that can't happen for everybody. There's always going to be some places that are unregulated.
What was
right?
the Boeing thing a few years ago? The guy,
the guy got killed for that.
Yeah, and he was like, wasn't he like telling,
allegedly?
But he was like telling people, he's like, I'm not suicidal when this comes out.
Yeah.
I am fine.
Yes.
Yeah.
That happens a lot. Also, I'm wondering what you can compare it to, because like if you put it within the framework of like the technological, revolution, like, so what would that have started with? Like not internet, but before internet, as far as like Silicon Valley goes, right? Like, so what they did was that, if you notice, it kind of it goes off and then it gets controlled by governmental interference. And then it goes off and then like the internet boom of the 2000. Like it was, remember that was what, like, even when people got worried about Bitcoin, but the internet boom, people like stocks on websites were like people making money hand over fist, and then they clamped down on it. So this just might have the same exact trajectory because as far as like the public goes. Now, behind closed doors with like tech people, that the shit they're not showing you, which is most of this. The only thing we can do is like try to get tickets or whatever it is. But you hear all these stories, they're like talking to these things, and these people, we talked about it last week, past couple of weeks, about how these guys just start almost like praying to these things because they're like, they're seeing shit they've never seen. But we're not at our level. We're not going to see that. That's like behind the guy. That's like, so whatever it is.
Yeah,
and it's still
affect.
Yeah,
you're saying we'll never see
we'll never see that interaction. Like what Sean's saying is there's a new AI antichrist theory that these guys like Zuckerberg.
Oh, you guys are lost it. Fuck AI.
Why don't this is where the Latino rock block gets out of here.
That's like the biggest moment of clarity we've had on this podcast. Someone, and he had to be close to the door. Like he had to have 1 foot out the door to be like, "Oh, you guys are crazy."
It'll be this for a year,
theory.
and nobody's ever called us crazy on the podcast. And they should have like 15 fucking times.
All right, well, let me explain this to Matt's virgin ears. But there is a belief that they've contacted the Antichrist, and some people would say or other people would say, the ancient Sumerians, the ancient Anunnaki tribe, and where they're using AI to get back in our lives. But this is actually a very old evil that's been here for
Here it is more concise for people. The AI Antichrist theory is a modern religious speculation suggesting that artificial intelligence, specifically a future superintelligent AI, could fulfill the biblical prophecies of the Antichrist. This idea has gained traction due to rapid technological advancements, leading some interpret AI's potential and control through an eschatological lens. So it's just a theory. It's because what they're saying is so batshit. They're like, it's got to be otherworldly. It's not us. It's like, a little bit. Let's be fair.
It seems like the beginning of one of Stallone's lesser-known films in the 80s. This has got a real Cobra vibe to it.
We're like the doctor at the end of 12 Monkeys.
Yeah.
We're like, humans don't deserve anything anymore. We're just bringing shit on planes.
I think it's an interesting theory.
We're bringing vials on planes and shit.
I think it's an interesting theory. I think it's possible that this could be an ancient evil that we've all uncovered through the analog age.
Guys, let me explain something. My friend here has an addictive personality, and I've been in the topic for a long time.
All right, I've been to a few of your birthday parties. Here's my
Whiskey McGee over here.
Here's my impression of
I'm sorry, Tito.
Here's my impression of Donnelly every birthday.
We were in the room with Ryan Hamilton, guys. I didn't know.
Here's my impression of Donnelly at every one of his birthday parties. You're not leaving. Are you leaving? Are you leaving?
He's leaving.
I will say all that shit does look. It all seems very
And
like.
then I always end up buying a bunch of squares on the like whatever basketball pool.
Yeah,
they
yeah,
have at Daddy's. Yeah.
It all seems super like out of line, wild, and impossible to believe. But then you said eschatological correctly, and I was like, oh fuck. Oh no, he's smart. That makes you dangerous, brother.
We have pronunciation sessions.
We do. We have spelling tests.
I would love if you just changed glasses to another pair, and he was like, oh.
Look at my doctor glasses. Yeah.
It's like the end of Usual Suspects, but you just find out Sean can read. Oh my God, he
Is
wasn't
Usual
retarded.
Suspects a good movie?
You know what?
like
Great question. And yes. You know what? Yes. This is one of these
Because it's
things
a
that
very
happens.
Burb movie.
It's a Burbs
Burbs
movie?
movie?
Well, like I think it's like guys like I grew up in Fort Worth, which is essentially like the part where I was at was very burby.
It was like the first movie that guys who knew about movies talked to you.
Yeah. Like you could get it at Blockbuster and you'd be like, it's fucking in, and then you're like Boondock Saints.
I actually hate Boondock Saints. See, I fucked that up.
But eschatological is fucking
Boondock Saints
rolls right off the tongue.
It's like every Burby Irish guy loves Boondock Saints.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Not to be opposed with Goondock Saints, which is the J.J. Lieberman autobiography.
Very
He'll be
good.
on the pod.
I'm not a
Boondock
pervert.
Saints are available
I'm
now
not a-
in the store.
I'm not a pervert, but I've jerked off in a church with an overcoat on.
Right, actually, you're a pervert. Yeah. That's the actual definition of what a pervert
I
is.
love that. The first time I met that guy, I was like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" And the more I know him, I like that guy a lot.
Oh, I love
He's doing
JJ,
the show.
man.
He's doing the show.
He's
Anyway,
gonna do the show.
point being,
It's going to change things for him.
back to
Big
Usual
time.
Suspects. There's a lot of movies because of outside influences that the people are like, oh, now it's bad. And that's the Bryan Singer influence.
It's kind of like
Because he raped a
kind of
couple
come back.
kids. Yeah, exactly.
I've like you were like watching, you're like good cast for the most part, really good cast,
iconic scenes, iconic ending.
Yeah, but then it is just like Kaiser Saucy. You're like that guy.
Well, also you find out like what Kevin Spacey and Bryan Singer were allegedly doing during filming was way crazier and
What were
more
they- what's alleged?
satanic. Well, that's the one where the PA had to go to the ER because,
Oh, is that what it was?
that was that one. Allegedly,
Jesus Christ.
is that one.
You really, yeah.
So I can be like, that's fucked up. But I think if you look at it by itself, it's still good. I think it's still
Okay,
good.
it's
Because
an
also,
entertaining movie, but I don't know if it's as good as I thought it was.
they also did that with American Beauty, that there was a whole backlash on that.
Or
But it's still a good movie.
American Beauty isn't as good, but Usual Suspects I think is as good.
Guys, I haven't seen any of these.
And I'll say this about
You're
the end
probably
of
younger
young.
than most of
Usual
them.
Suspects is interesting if you just think of it as like it's just Kevin Spacey becoming Kevin Spacey. At the very end of it, you're like, oh, he was Kevin Spacey the whole time.
At the end of his court case, he's like, I rule.
Isn't it weird, like how much worse, like every, like sex offender story seems to get? Like Kevin Spacey's was very bad,
Very
but,
bad.
But then you're just like, Jesus, the Epstein stuff makes it look like like a
he's
bad.
like he's a Boy Scout.
I do think the fact that he came out as gay kind of helped.
Did not help. I did not. I remember that
I was like,
specifically.
okay, but I support LGBTQ rights.
yeah.
I remember that. I remember that day.
But he
goes,
did come out like after it happened,
Right
right?
after.
Yeah, no, it was
As
so
a
bad.
defense.
I remember this
As a
specifically.
defense.
It was after somebody accused him of being of jumping into bed with him when he was underage,
Yeah.
and he goes, "I have a drinking problem, but I like guys and girls equally." He's trying to make it like the statement when it's
Yeah.
like, no, dude, that's not the story.
Yeah.
The story is that he's 15.
Well, if you watch, it's not ID channel, but it's one of those channels, and they had that like 3-part thing about him. And did you? Oh, this is his statement, but really quick, they had that thing about him, and you realized he had a type. His type was ex-military folk. Did you see all these dudes? You would meet these military guys at parties, and basically it was like damsels from the 30s, 40s going to Hollywood. He'd be like promise them roles and stuff. So it's all these like dudes that were like harassed or either like assaulted.
Yeah.
That, but not. You know, they were bigger than Kevin. They could murder Kevin Spacey.
Yeah.
But them giving their like tearful, like, I really thought I was going to be in pictures. And I thought that was like, what are you talking about? Anyway, you can go back to the statement. We can
The
read it if
worst
you want.
part is he made me watch K-Pax afterwards.
God damn.
The list
Should we read Kevin Spacey's thing?
No, I don't think we need to. It's hilarious though that Ian pulled it up.
Let's go-
Ian, do
let's
you
go
have
to
this as
the
a thumbnail?
report.
This is one of his favorites.
As those closest to me know, in my life, I have had relationships with both men and women. I've loved and had romantic encounters
This
with
is
men
Matt,
throughout
by
my
the way,
life.
not Kevin Spacey.
I choose now to live as a gay man. Now that you guys hate me,
Yeah.
I would like to
Yeah.
live my life as a gay
It's
man
also
from
like
now on.
he alienated himself with the gay community by saying it's a choice.
Yeah.
He's like, it is a choice though. Before
Yeah.
It's also like, It is also one of those things of like, just like I don't know what you're supposed to do, but like no one ever nails that the apology for like any kind of like sexual misconduct.
No,
Like,
you
if
can't say
if it
anything.
was ever done,
Yeah.
right? Everyone would be like,
That's the
do it, Kevin
blueprint.
Spacey.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
like, do it like exactly like he did, and you'll get out of this eventually. But there's no way to do it. Just be like,
Yeah.
just take it on the chin,
Yeah.
and say you need to get
Well,
fixed.
that's what got him there in the first place.
Yeah,
No,
I
but
should have
yeah,
seen
you're
that
right.
one coming.
But you're right.
Well, you know what's so
You
crazy?
say I was wrong, and then you go away for a while.
Yeah.
But it also matters severity of what you've done, because I think Aziz Ansari got more shit for performing in Saudi Arabia than he did for his fucking.
very-
his
yeah,
Me Too
yeah.
thing.
Jeffrey Tambor has gotten more shit than Bill Gates. Bill Gates is on like 30 Epstein flights, and everyone's still talking. But yeah, but Jeffrey Tambor was mean to that trans actress. And you're like, have you read any of this other shit, dude?
I don't care.
Holy
He was
shit.
Hank Kingsley.
I was like, I'm sorry. Did he? He didn't have like a fucking like on the Epstein Island. There's a story of one of the girls trying to leave, swim away, and Jelaine got her back in a jet ski. Imagine how terrifying.
Jelaine Jet Ski
You're
Maxwell?
You're swimming away from Epstein Island. And you're like, what's that in back of me? No, that can't be Jelaine on a jet ski. That's something I'm making up.
Clearly, I'm in a Mad Magazine-like state here. Yeah.
Clearly, I'm like the effects of this island. And she's like, hello. She's like doing the fucking.
Kind of a
No, I
Bond-
brought the two-seater. Get on, man.
It's kind of a Bond movie. That's fucking insane. You're just on this
Crazy,
island,
man.
and this henchman just brings you back to the fucking thing.
And
That's like
apparently
that's like
she's
a Mountain Dew commercial that was never made. It's like, here's a sexy girl swimming away and another
It's
woman.
real weird in the prison she's at right now, because she's at this real
She got moved to like
this-
Texas, right?
Yeah, but she's at like kind of like a
She's at a juvie?
a real she's at like a real hand slap prison. This is not like a place for sex offenders. This is all white collar. Like, you can leave the prison if you want. That's how like apparently you can just leave. But she's also being cordoned off, and they're having weird they had apparently the whole place had to go on super lockdown because someone was coming to see her, and no one knows what that's about. So like whatever's happening, she does. Apparently she eats by herself. Apparently she has showers by herself. Like, she's basically like living the life of witness protection.
Well, you're supposed to have showers by yourself.
Well, in jail.
Not in
Like-
jail.
You're not supposed
No,
to.
no,
they
no.
actually they make you shower
Not,
with
not
other
all the
prisoners.
time.
gym class, I think, right?
I guess
gym
that's
class,
not
we
true
all know
all
what
the
that's
time.
They
like.
hope you get fucking sexually assaulted in prison. They're like, no, double up.
Yeah.
It's just
They
very
do.
weird. She's getting very weird preferential treatment right now.
Because she said she never saw anything. Trump do nothing. What was the quote? Trump was never in anything but a gentleman when she was around.
Yes.
Or something like that.
Yeah. That one got back to him real quick.
Yeah, it's crazy. How long do you think they will? The government will stay shut down, and also, do you think the Epstein file thing will be as nuts when it comes back? Because I think it will. Like, I think.
You think when the government comes back,
I think when,
everybody's
like,
in session?
Yeah, because I just don't
they're
think
not
it's like a
gonna
thing
give up.
people let. Like, I mean, I think they're trying to wait it out, but I just think other people will like just hit the drum louder.
From what I've heard, I mean, the photos, at least then, I'm just going off of what Michael Wolff has said, who is Trump's biographer, and he does all the stuff for Gawker and Daily Beast and shit like that. From what I've heard, if this stuff comes out, it's a wrap. Like, it's
but
pretty
is it
bad.
though?
Like,
That's what
I've heard that what he described was.
What's this guy's name again?
Michael Wolff.
Michael Wolff.
Yeah.
Was
He did that first book about Trump right when he first got president, right?
Yeah, he had. It's Fire and Fury.
It's like red cover. It's like
the
it's
quote
famous.
from the quote.
And he
yeah.
was he was like a fly on the wall. He had like ultimate
Oh,
access.
yeah, with crazy access.
in this thing. So like from what I've heard, but you know, I don't know, man. I mean, now
There he
with now with AI, all these guys, by the way, all look the same. They all look like Truman Capote. They're all, like, fabulous.
None of them have ever taken a picture that wasn't in front of a bunch of
And
books.
you can see why Trump likes him, because like when he talks, like he almost like talks the way a gay man talks about like one of his pretty stupid female friends, you know, like where he's like, and then I think he likes to do this type of thing. I don't know, you know, like he's like totally condescending.
It's
to Trump the whole
it's
time.
like old school gossip columnists or something. Like it's like Post. It's like Post. Like, it's like
Yes.
the Post.
Fred Armisen.
And Trump probably loves. Yeah.
Yes.
That's Fred Armisen.
It's Fred
dude.
Armisen.
You know what? Let me ask you this though, because it's so funny. We've been hearing about this for so long. What is there? I don't know if there is a game over. I got to be honest. There's no game over with this.
Right.
fucking
Well,
guy.
I think that
Not for
one
these
thing you
guys.
bring up,
Especially
Sean,
Not for
when
these
he
guys.
holds
Yeah.
presidential powers.
well,
You
you bring
mean-
up this up all the time, Sean.
A good
which is
set of
now
stairs
with
to take
AI.
anybody on this podcast now.
now with the AI thing, like maybe that was the genius behind Trump doing the shit plane where it's like, oh, it's AI. They just doctored that. I think that'll be the move.
Right.
This is fake. This is all fake. This
Right.
isn't real.
But it's just so crazy to me, though.
And
it's
his
like on
followers are
both
gonna
sides.
believe it.
It's just like that. It's just like how much smoke you need to see before you actually say fire.
Right,
You know, like,
right.
and
Right.
for like, doesn't matter what you agree with. Like everybody,
Either
you know,
way,
like,
yeah.
and also that it's just and what you're willing to believe when you don't like someone, like how quick you can jump there. You know, like.
And also
Yeah.
the narrative that it's a list. It's not obviously not a list. It's got to be financial files where these guys, he's laundering money for these guys, and these guys are paying for like these trysts, but in different. They're not going
What
to
if
put it
it's
down
just
as
like a
you're gonna
text thread
fuck
with
the
a bunch of like
14-year-old. What?
What if it's just a text thread with a bunch of like scream memes? You know, like it's not even like
I don't think like there's. This is what I think. I don't think there's an. I think when they're like, is there an Epstein list? And they say no, there's not. They're not lying because there's actually not a list. But I think you could easily make a list off the information.
yeah.
Like there's no
like-
Excel spreadsheet, but someone could make
It's
one.
like, hey, why don't you guys give me the info? I'll make the list. You know what I mean? Like, I can discuss.
Yeah. I'll pare it down.
It is,
But-
yeah, it's
but-
definitely one of the like you said list. You didn't say people's names.
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what
yeah,
they're
yeah.
gonna do. They're gonna be when say he came out. Say they gave boxes of files.
Yeah.
Right. All that these people are gonna do is be like, there is no list. They were right. Trump was right. There is no list. Files is not a list. That's what they'll do.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what,
and
that's
these
what
are
your
so
uncle,
nitpicky.
that's what your uncle will say to you.
No,
I
man.
think.
Yes,
This
exactly
is
right.
really schismed the right. I mean, the right is not the same as it used to be.
Yeah, like I never thought
if
Marjorie
you look
Taylor
at,
Greene would step out
Look
on.
at what's happening
Yeah.
at Turning Point as far like Tucker and Candace are persona non grata for that party right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
I could easily, if I'm Bernie Sanders, I could probably speak at a Republican event faster than Tucker Carlson at this point. That's how big the schism is. Right
I saw something on social media where someone was like, you can, if you register Republican, you can vote that Trump doesn't make it to the next primary by voting for like another Republican and then go back and then vote Democrat in the primary.
I mean, that's
Wait.
possible. And,
What
no.
what happened?
Like if you're on the left, you can register Republican for their primary,
Yeah.
and then make sure that Trump doesn't even make it to the general election.
Well, I think
yeah.
he
But
may
they're-
not make it.
Well, they
general.
can't. He's not supposed to anyway, unless they
No,
change
well,
the
like,
law.
yeah,
they're
but yeah.
gonna- dude, he's
so I see the
gonna-
logic you're
he's
saying. It's like,
gonna.
tilt the ballot, have a bunch of people who are openly left just register as Republicans because they can't, and then you can just vote in their primary and block them out that way.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Or we could just let nature take its course and he'll be dead in a month.
Dude, I'm so surprised no one's done it. And it's like I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen in terms of that third. I think he's going to try to run a third time.
You'd have that's okay. So that's changing the Constitution, right? That's part of the
Yeah.
Constitution.
Yeah.
So it's like that's way harder than the way they could. What they could, if he was able to be on it, the jury rigging is when you get the guy elected when he shouldn't because of areas and whatever you're doing, and you're chopping it up. But that you'd have to go to like
It's
I don't know.
against-
Even if you're that Supreme Court, I don't know if you
Like
do
the,
that.
well, the,
It's
and like
against
the,
it.
the nation would have to be for it. Well,
Right.
Yeah,
Here's
like
my thing is like I didn't want a Trump second term, but I kind of want to see what a Trump third term looks like. It's just gonna be his like head in like a tank at Cracker Barrel, like in Futurama, giving us different edicts.
yeah, that
feel
is
like-
very much the Republican equivalent of like, oh, did you know that place gives you 2 desserts? Like they bring one out and there's another.
Well, to bring it back to the show a little bit, there's a thing within the UFO thing that like Republican presidents are read in on UFOs and Democratic ones aren't. So a lot of people think that Trump was read in, and then they think that is so above board and beyond all this, and these guys, they're so intimidating. That's why he's like hasn't come out and been like whatever, because they put the fear of God. Like they even got him scared of the UFO stuff. You think he was read in on it? You think?
Okay.
Could you see him being read in on it? I feel like
I feel like if he was ready on it, he would use it to his advantage to try to get him all the Epstein stuff off.
Well,
his
I think
back.
he was ready. We covered the Burleson thing a couple months ago.
was the
One of the
Burleson?
congressmen who's been on the forefront of disclosures, Eric Burleson, and I think I'm saying that name right. But anyway, I guess this was the first. This was the insurrection. So in 2020, he was. Trump was briefing him in on all the stuff that he knew as far as like the Galactic Federation and Norwegians and different things
all this
like
UFO
that,
stuff,
which is pretty wild.
But they say that Nixon was told, all these guys, Nixon brought Gleason to see aliens. That's Burleson right there.
yeah.
You guys keep doing this to us. It's not fair.
We all have
say-
bad early headshots.
I got to be honest with you, that's one of his better photos.
That tie is doing him no favor.
But yeah, so I
Like
think.
a God damn it, that's hideous.
It really is the most unremarkable looking people in the world.
But
that are in Congress.
but it shows you what the UFO thing is like. If he's even been read in, and only you hear secondhand stories from Burlington, or you hear him and he's like, I'm not
Oh my
that interested.
God,
in
look
it.
at those fucking ears. Holy shit.
He's got more hair there too, huh? That's actually a better
God,
photo.
you
It's
guys
like when
can't
Ron
see this.
Weasley's rat became a person.
These are comically large ears. This isn't like
These are like bigger than Perot's.
this is like not human. Like he could be part of the hybrid program. I think he could have been read in. But to Sean's point, there are only 7 people that are higher as far as a Q clearance. So like whoever the president is, only the 7th or 8th most important person in the United States, like all the time, as far as like an actual security clearance. So to your point, yeah, of course Trump's afraid of. Of course Trump's afraid of people. He's definitely afraid. Look at our fucking relationship with Netanyahu. You know, like he's there, but you have to be a motherfucker to make him scared. That's the thing. You can't just be a normal fucking. You got to be
You're not
like,
hold
hey
him to
motherfucker.
You're not going to hold him to a moral standard and have him be like,
you gotta be like, I'm gonna fucking slit your throat. It's gonna be like that.
They're
It's
not
like
using
street,
any like
street
boardroom-
level rules.
Yeah, they're not using boardroom games.
And one thing I just realized is the same way that a lot of people in the country is already an oligarchy, right? They think and which you could make a great case for, and I think it is.
I think it is.
Is the same way that the government could be even more when it comes to this topic. If you're looking at those third-party defense companies, they're private companies, oligarchy with UFO. So that's one of the other thing with how a lot of this information gets withheld from people is because it's not under government control; it's under third-party company. So if we're already doing it with tech and stocks and brokers and all this, then when you're doing it on that side as well.
Well, they're going to respect by nature. They're going to respect the guy who's more pro business, because it's those guys.
Right.
But I think like one of the things that kind of helped me understand America the best, I think, was this past year was like Chris Hedges talked about this election. Great, he's a great political commentator. He's basically a communist, but he was like Kamala Harris versus Trump was corporatists versus oligarchs, and oligarchs won. But those are the 2 lanes you get in America.
Oh, what's
you
the
either
difference?
get
What's an oligarch?
corporatism, which is what the Obama, Biden, let's have
the
this
business
big
runs the country.
bureaucratic thing,
So like in Russia, they have like just outwardly they have oligarchs, which are businessmen that like influence Putin. And then so if you have an oligarchy, it's business runs your country.
Well,
and that's
now
what we
he
have.
kind of influences them. He made all the oligarchs give them half his fortune.
Yeah.
like 10 years ago.
Yeah, I remember that.
That
Yeah,
was
yeah.
crazy.
He just did that?
Yeah, he said, "Hey, you guys are going to do that." Oh no, you didn't have to do it, and those people aren't around anymore.
You ever seen the video when he meets?
Was it the coup when he the guy who like earlier this year that was trying to like start maybe it was last year now, but coup he was like a military commander in Russia and he was leading a coup.
Oh
and
yeah, he was gone a couple months later.
Yeah. They were just like, his plane crashed on. It was you were like, yeah, a real Russian accident.
Yeah, he tripped. Yeah, exactly. Guys, thank you so much for doing the show. We have to
we're
wrap
already
up.
at an hour?
We sure are. That's how much
I
fun
didn't
this
notice
was.
Ian with a gun in his mouth.
Thank
Thank
you
you
for
in the next episode where they have their first 2 black guys.
Both wearing red.
If you guys want to see our Hoopastank reunion episode, come back next thank you guys so much for
This
doing
was
this.
fun.
This is an absolute blast. Shane,
We are all dressed as different types of high school drug dealers.
They're just selling pot and be like, hey, how's your sister doing?
It is your vibe. You're like, she ever mentioned me? Or
Fucking, we said, fucking, what is that? Science, man?
Shane, where are you going to be and any plugs?
I will be ShaneIsComedian.com, www.punchup.live/Shane Torres for tickets. You can catch all my dates on both those. Shane Torres across all social media platforms. And I have a podcast called Coastal Idiots. You can find it through All Things Comedy now or all over the fucking internet. Yeah.
Awesome, dude. And Maddie?
Bottle Rocket, Pittsburgh, November 11th. No, November 9th.
That's a great venue.
I can't wait. And
yeah,
just
here's
Matt
the-
Lopes on social media. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Ian. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you next week. Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Hey, Burbies, I'm talking to you guys. I'm going to give a shout out to our patrons. I'm going to give a shout out to our 2 most important patrons because they pay more than $5 a month, folks. So if you want to get included in this amazing bracket, just give us $6 a month. No, give us a lot more. Give us $100 a month. Give us $1,000 a month. I don't know. Something where I don't have to hitchhike on my way here. But the two people I'm going to give the biggest shout outs to are Matthew Duple and Duncan McRae, who I believe no relation to Tate McRae. But Duncan McRae is sounds more of like a adventurer or something. I am Duncan McRae. I watched Steve Irwin die. I killed the stingray afterwards to bring his family closure. No? All right. And Matthew Dupple or Duplay or Dupple. I'm going to say Dupple. I've never heard that name before. Honestly, it sounds like a fake name. Duplay or Dupple. I'm going to say Duplay. Matthew Duplay. You sound like a corrupt bayou cop. We also have on our pages, let's give a shout out Stephen Hitchings, our new one. All right. He's our Hitch. Not Will Smith, but Stephen. Go fuck myself for that. AQ, Corey Beecher, Zach, Andrew, Uncle Johnny, William Morris, Christopher Close, and Mike Moyer. Thank you guys for being patrons. We love you. And as far as our show, check us out on all the socials and follow us on YouTube.